You're watching Soccer Night in Detroit.
Welcome. It's me, Hannah Crum, with two legends.
Okay, me, Steve.
And Mad Cat.
And Mad Cat.
This guy right here. Every time you score, he has to play this song for you every time, every single time.
David, he appears. I believe in Derek.
Let's go. Okay, dokes. We are here. We are back. Another edition of the Musings. Midway through championship week in the USL. Tail end of the international break as a lot of fun stuff going on with the World Cup qualifiers and whatnot. We'll delve into that. Plus some big news coming from the other side of the soccer spectrum here in the United States. So, Steve, how you been doing?
I'm doing okay. I gotta say, this has been a crazy week. You know what I mean? Not counting our recording of Soccer Night pre and post, but this week has been historic, monumental ship. One story, and then writing silly season and the World Cup. Oh man, they got their field, except for the playoff qualifiers, and we'll tell you about. Holy cow!
We got a packed show tonight, that's for sure. Hopefully we can get
a fully loaded show.
Yeah,
it's a fully loaded show.
Trying to keep this under an hour is going to be a challenge. Let's just put it that way. So
I know. We're on the internet, so we're not prohibited by TV rules, for God's sakes.
True thing. But I'm under Vidit rules, and when I load it onto Vidit, it stops at an hour. So
okay. Let's get on going.
Let's get going.
I was en route to the WHFR dinner reunion. By the way, that's where I volunteered for 9 years at WHFR, 89.3 FM Dearborn, Henry Ford College. I was checking everything until, have you ever heard of I'm leaving via Instagram?
A lot of these announcements that are coming from Detroit City FC have come via the Instagram. There is an owners meeting tonight, so who knows what will transpire as far as the owners meeting goes. We'll find that out later on this evening. I'll be doing the Zoom as far as that goes. But yeah, Jay Chapman, it appears Haruki Yamazaki, part of those. Alex Villanueva also mentioned on Instagram that he'd be leaving as well.
3 players gone.
3 players.
Bye-bye.
There's been talk that possibly Kobe Hernandez Foster, which would be he's also out of contract, as you know. So, obviously the loanees are going to be going away as well, with hopes of re-signing. But yeah, it seems that the hardest part of the off season has begun. Some of the players that some have become favorites of ours are leaving. Some have become favorites, some have not so much. So, we did that whole spiel last week on the Musings about who should stay and who should go. But,
yeah, if we were sporting directors, but we're not sporting directors, so
yeah. Team took its
the roster building have begun, literally. Yep. Alex
and the curiousness about this roster building is, hence why there is the owners meeting tonight. Find out what the status is on who the sporting director is going to be, and what's the status on Danny Dicchio.
Big question: is the club being run on autopilot?
Exactly, and Sean Spence put out an article. I'm not going to dwell in more on it.
I think I read parts of it, but go ahead.
I don't want to dwell in too much on it. I don't want to start spreading any rumors because nothing has been announced yet. But is there a lot of transition going on? More than just coaching changes and sporting director changes?
God knows.
No one's saying anything. And that's scary.
Nobody.
We had that issue earlier this year with them.
And that's been the frustrating part. Ever since Trevor James left, it's been literally run on autopilot.
Yeah. Now we're hearing the rumors By the way, if you've read the article on Words About Shapes, $3 a month on Patreon. Sean Spence does a fantastic job as far as that goes. The rumors
Uh-huh.
going around: is this club? Is somebody trying to buy this club?
I have no clue. And remember, this is just a rumor, not speculation. But oh, brother,
And of course, Sean, he does have his sources. You know that. I mean,
I'm
he's
just
been
kind
in the business for quite some time.
I'm just kind of afraid if this team is for sale and they don't go to the core value, then considering we have a stadium to build and no sporting director and Danny Dicchio and players leaving and
Yeah, right now, I mean, the thing that the most of the supporters don't want, and some of the support owners, me being one of them, don't want is we don't want the soul of the club to be
compromise.
compromised by billionaires,
Oh yeah,
such as other teams in this town.
brother,
Yeah,
brother.
needless to say, two that are literally almost right across the street or kitty corner from each other. Oh, did I say that? You know,
Yeah,
spend some money,
this is
Chris.
yeah, that's kind of scary. You know what I mean?
But needless to say, lots of questions to be answered, and there's a lot of questions out there with Detroit City FC at this point. Hopefully, we've had some more answers tonight when the owners meeting comes about. We'll let you know next week after we're done with covering USL Championship for the year during the
Okay.
musing.
We're
So,
in the last few episodes of the our musing season. We'll probably take a December break
yeah.
after the World Cup draw. So we won't do anything until the first women's indoor game of the year. So yeah,
Yes. After the first World Cup drive, which was coming up on December 5th. So we'll have a
I
special edition
know.
of the
Yeah,
musings.
but silly season around the USL and others. Two opening coaches jobs have been filled. One in Oakland, and believe it or not, it is the coach who guided Louder United to glory, and now he's no longer there. He took his talent to the other coast.
Yes, Ryan Martin goes to the Oakland Roost, and what Kaylor Hodges said, the worst kept secret in all of USL because we knew that he was leaving Loudoun United.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
Yep.
a big grab for the Roots, who
It's a big guy who missed the
after
playoff last
after
year, despite Pete Wilson winning the golden goal.
and that's thanks to their previous coach, the interim Feldbauer, who did a fantastic job there. And then with Peter Wilson getting the Golden Boot because of it. So I mean, Ryan Martin, of course, you know the exploits of one Abdi Abakora and how he's transformed throughout the year. I mean, we'll see what happens with Peter Wilson going into next year as far as that
Yeah,
goes, and that youth squad as well.
and by the way, that's going to be the first job built around Pete Wilson and goal scoring prowess. You know what I mean? So that's job one.
Absolutely, and another coaching move happened yesterday as well. I believe in Colorado. I think it was.
Colorado Springs.
Yes, Alan McCann now named the new head coach of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. So,
Yes, he spent the last, I think, half a decade as technical director for the team, and now he moved to the big shot after the previous coach got let go a year after winning the USL final.
yeah, and that's been a thing here. This is going to be the fourth, what was it? Fifth different USL final. And they're like, these finals have been like snowflakes. No two
I
have been
know.
the same.
Usually we would wait for Lou City to be in the finals yet again.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, it's good
and
for the league. We have different teams. It's sort of like reminding me back of baseball in the 80s before the Yankees took over and all that, where we had a different team in the 80s, including the Tigers in 84. So,
yeah, exactly. I think the only repeat of anything in the 80s, I mean, no, there really wasn't any repeats in the 80s when you think about it. I mean, Boston won in 86.
unless
The
you're the
only,
Boston.
unless you count Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, the Oakland
Oakland.
A's. But then
I
that
know.
was at the tail end. I mean, 88, 89, 90. That's three in a row. And they
And
only
Major
managed to win in one of those titles.
Yeah, and Major League Baseball abandoned that city for bigger song.
Well, yeah, the wandering A's at this point. So
Yeah. Well, I remember I think it was a couple of years ago when they got the A's. The Las Vegas Light decided to do Oakland Night. Oh my God! And it was against the Oakland Roots. Oh my God!
two awards. Actually, three awards have been named in the USL. We were talking about these on Saturday. Um, let's see, goalkeeper of the year, no question about it, Damian Laz.
He
Uh,
deserved it. He deserved it. The
yes,
season he had in the regular season, he deserved it.
the guy was on loan from FC or Austin FC, but came back for a second year. Second year here. Who knows what's going to happen as far as the off season goes? Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he'll not be back. Depends on what the
Maybe he'll go to Austin. Who knows?
exactly. So
He's a great goaltender. If he's proven his worth in the USL, he must get a call up to Austin FC or another US Cup. Well, but like I said,
and the Loose City awards keep coming in. Kyle Adams voted Defender of the Year yesterday, ahead of um, let's see, ahead of Josh Jones and Sean Suber.
I had Josh Jones. You have Son Zuber, and by the way, all these deserve it. I have nothing to take away to Kyle Adams, but Son Zuber got snubbed, literally.
I think so because Louisville. Grant you, they own 90% of the or 75% of the top, the top 11 this year,
I
and
know.
it's. It's just that okay. All right, so they get bounced in the first round by Detroit City. Earliest exit, by the way, by a Loose City squad. Uh, in the playoffs. Nonetheless, an exit by the Lou City squad. They have not won anything since 2018. So
I know.
I
And just remember, once again, the all team selection and the playoff are selected during the regular season. Playoff notwithstanding.
no, obviously, and even so, it seems like the awards when they're voting for these awards, it's going to Lou City
Yeah.
of peak players, and I think Suber should have had an honest to God chance. Josh Jones played half the season. I don't know why he was a candidate over
Good question.
over Darren McFadden, as a matter of fact.
Good
Maybe
question.
because of his
Good
play in the
question.
first half. But then again, the same argument can be made about Peter Wilson as well, because he really didn't come on until the second half of the season.
I know, yes. And just as we were about to go to air, we didn't have the coach of the year yet, but just before I had the Zoom in link meeting, we got the coach of the year. Guess who won that?
Let me guess, another Lou City.
Yes, another Lou City staff member, one Danny Cruz. Only one loss of
Only
the
one
entire.
loss during the year. Well, two losses during the year. Three losses during the year that count. One in the Open Cup and one in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. There was one in the regular season, one in the USL, US Open Cup, one in a friendly, and one in the playoffs.
Well, I'm not counting the friendly.
Okay, all right,
One
all
in
right.
the regular season, one in the U.S. Open Cup, and one in the playoffs.
I know.
But then again, okay, he had four losses on the year because he lost that Eintracht Frankfurt. But like I said, that's a friendly. That doesn't count.
But now, if your FC Tulsa said our coach was robbed because he mid-season he took a rocket pack and went to the top, and now they're at the big dance against Pittsburgh. Like
Danny
what?
Cruz, we expect this year after year after year after year after year. As far as Luke Spencer goes, he deserves it a lot more because he took that club. I don't believe they were in the playoffs last year.
I don't think so too. You're right about that. They were not in the playoff.
He
Nor
takes a
Hartford.
team that wasn't in the playoffs last year and guides them to being on top of that Western Conference pillow fight. And
I know.
cruises
Avoid
through the
the
play. I mean, grant you, he cruised through the playoffs, not allowing a goal in
no.
480 minutes of
Oh
play.
my. I know. Both teams in the final didn't allow goal. They are on long stretch. They got lucky because Pittsburgh 2 wins came in penalty kick. Tulsa 2 wins were extra time late.
Yeah, and the win on Saturday was in regular time, a 3-0, 3-0 decision over New Mexico. So, like I said, the work and 21 points gained from being in a coming from behind. 21 points earned in those matches that they had to come from behind to win.
I know.
So I mean, he's done. I think he's done a more phenomenal job. Grant you, okay, I get the body of work with Danny Cruz, but I think I think Coach of the Year should go to the most deserving coach.
I
And
agree.
I'm not saying Danny Cruz doesn't deserve it. However, when you got what you did over in a club that has been struggling for the last couple years, get them back to where they are, get them into a position where they could take a trip to the USL Championship final. I think that merits more.
I know.
So-
I kind of agree. By the way, there were 2 awards we did include in our award predictions, and now this is right now 2 awards. One will be awarded tomorrow, and one will be awarded on Friday. The Young Player of the Year award, aka the Rookie of the Year.
It was, and not so much a rookie. Yeah, Young Player of the Year award. It's not really a Rookie of the Year when you think about it too, because some of these young players have been in the organization for a little bit of time. Let's just put it that way. So
But they
I mean,
got
it's
noted.
aptly awarded. And of course, Player of the Year on Friday. We'll go over those 2 awards on Soccer Night Detroit when we preview the USL Championship final.
Well, let's make our
Okay.
prediction on Player of the Year right now. A young Player of the Year right now for Loudoun United.
Abdi Abdikora.
Yes, he had a great year. He was part of the Golden Boot race. Also for Hartford, Mabdan Bang also, and from North Carolina FC, Finn Sunstorm, nominated for Player of the Year.
Yes.
I will say this right. Yes, I will say this. I will give it to the most difficult name I have ever pronounced from Loudoun,
Abdi Abdikora. Yeah,
I used to be a public
I have to give the Abdi.
I'm a public address announcer. I should announce these things. Oh my god! That's the reason why I'm
Oh, let's see here. I'm going to here so I can find this graphic real quick here. Oh god, because we got all kinds of other stuff going on. I'm trying to find it here. Oh wait a minute, I'm way behind here. Okay, all right. So let's.
He had a great season.
So
He
we
was
got
part of the Golden.
So we got the young. Okay, first off, we got Young Player of the Year. All right, so let's go through it. Abdi Abdikora, you know about his play early on in the year with 10 goals to start the season. Mamadou Dang, a presence for Rhode Island or for Hartford. Athletic. And then Finn Sundstrom from North Carolina FC, one of the young stars of that organization, unfortunately now defunct. So those are your nominees for that award. So Abdikora.
I know.
I gotta go with Abdi. I mean,
he scored against us when we were in Loudoun, so he's a great player.
And he went on that run, and he went on that run in the Golden Boot. He did get injured a little bit during the year, but you gotta admire the talent of this kid. I hope that he continues his shall we say
trajectory.
Yeah, I hope he does, because the trajectory from him has been building up and building up and building up for years. So
right. And also, one more thing about the other player, what frustrated me because last year we only had one player signed from a defunct team. And what frustrated me when I was sporting director, Finn Dotham, he's available by a free agency. Would we get him? Possibly. I don't know. But with this team under autopilot, I'm not sure. So,
Yep, that remains to be seen. So it's going to be a weird off season. Let's go to the player
player
of the
of the
year.
year.
Player of
Okay.
the year. Three worthy candidates indeed. Taylor Davila. God, what can you say about him? I mean, the guy, literally the spark plug for Lou City FC. Everything goes through him, it seems like, all year long. Cal Jennings, Golden Boot nominee, best free agent pickup, I think, of the year,
You're
in my
right.
opinion.
What was
And
Tampa Bay thinking?
yeah, and then Peter Wilson, of course, the Golden Boot winner. Great job by Fellbauer bringing this kid to new heights this year. So out of those three, believe it, and just for safety's sakes, Lou City's not going to sweep all the awards this year.
No, I'm going to say it's going to be Pete Wilson. He came on hot middle of the year. He scored 19 goals, including the goal winner when he beat Cal Jennings. Cal Jennings had a game earlier. He scored, tied it with him. Could have been a co-winner, but Pete Wilson with that unbelievable goal celebrated with the crowd. And I would say Pete Wilson will be the MVP of the year, unless Taylor Divya wins it. The
Which
complete
I have that
City
gut
Award.
feeling he's going to.
Okay.
I have that gut feeling he's going to.
Okay.
Because it's like I said, Lou City is not going to sweep all the awards this year. Young Player of the Year, no Lou City nominees in that one.
No,
But
nowhere to be
needless to
seen.
say, I think it's basically the consolation prize for losing to Detroit City. I'll say it.
Okay.
You lose to LaRouge. Here you go. Coach of the year, goalkeeper of the year, defender of the year, player of the here. You got all the individual trophies.
I know. Yeah, we drew against Charleston Battery on the road, getting a point. They
You
beat
don't
us
get an
at
award.
home. I know. But and that will be announced on Friday. The
Yep.
and,
And then
and
we'll talk about that on Saturday as well as we go into the USL
okay.
Championship final.
One more note that speaking of Lou City, one of their original Lou City players retired after 11 years. Nell
Now
McCabe
McCabe.
retired after 249 games, 11 years, 22 goals, 27 assists. Job well done. I saw the video on their socials. It was really good, showing him all the jerseys he wore, all the championships he won. And here's the nice part: they paired it with the original Lou City logo, which is the Louisville City skyline. So that was nice. If you haven't seen it, it's really great. Well,
One of the originals from the back-to-back winners back in 2017 and 2018.
yeah. Well, Madcap, as you probably know, I've been following soccer forever, literally. And, I have been following the U.S. soccer scene a little bit before I got into the foreign soccer scene. And for almost 70 years, it's been a year-round calendar. To fit that calendar, we have gone from leagues like the United Soccer Association, USA, the NPSL, two different versions, 60 versions, which was Pro League, and the Rookie League. We went for two versions of the NASL. We would have been to a lot of USL iterations like USL Pro, the A League, and the current USL Championship.
Don't
And
forget the American Soccer League. Detroit Express won
yes,
that one.
American Soccer, yes, ALS. Thank you very much for
Or
correcting me.
ASL.
At the World of Detroit Express won a championship there. We've been for everything, including the Women's League, the WUSA, and the NWSL, and the current iteration of MLS. Forever, it fit in the soccer calendar from early in the year to late in the year. It's been like that for 70 years until last Thursday. What happened? A I'll sound like Vince McMahon. A titanic, gigantic shift in the calendar.
A shift in the universe, and as far as professional soccer in the United States, MLS announces that they will be switching to the international schedule, which is fall to spring. This way, for MLS, they can align themselves with transfer windows, international breaks, and pretty much align themselves with other international competitions such as the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, League One, the major European competitions.
Serie A.
Yep.
As well.
Yep. Yes. So the major to align themselves, which helps them in the long run get into the better market. Now, Don Garber, the commissioner, said that they did this as well to not compete with the 300-pound gorilla. I'm not quoting him as that, but the 300-pound gorilla, which is the NFL and NCAA college football.
Yeah, you're right, because like I said, under their current schedule, the end of the year is nobody noticed because we're following college football. I'm following.
I'm not noticing because I'm watching the USL playoffs. But go ahead.
Yeah, and as you probably know, when it started in February, college basketball getting the peak. Baseball season just started, and they get if anybody noticed it, but this schedule shift is because instead of starting in February, they're moving it to early July and will end with the playoffs in May, and they'll get it all to themselves because March Madness will always will have happened. The NHL and NBA playoffs have they're well away from football, so when they start the season, they don't have no competition. I noted that because the first month, the start of the new season, European is they have a free month until the 300-pound gorilla happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at it. You look at it here. I mean, you look at the calendar. The preseason would be in July, obviously. August would be the start of the season. They would play up until mid-December.
Yeah,
for a winter break.
They're going to be taking a break, a 6 or 7 week break from mid-December to early January for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Especially if you live up north like Boston, Toronto, Montreal, Minnesota, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Chicago, because it does snow really good.
Yes, it does. I mean, the winter can be very harsh. Let's just put it that way. And for the sake of not moving any matches and whatnot, that will, not postponing any matches and, having to do fixture reshuffling.
But I have to mention one thing. Did you see the Canadian Premier League final that was held a few weeks ago? It was held in the snow. The worst case scenario, or Exhibit 1 not going to an international because it snowed. Did you see that? It was snowing really well, including one of the greatest goals ever, the icicle bicycle.
Yep. And we see Premier League games being played in the snow and whatnot, but it's also another thing too. When you look at this international break, or not they're aligning themselves with the international breaks. Right now, they're in an international break in the middle of the playoffs.
Yes, and that's the reason why they took the international break, because the players qualifying for the World Cup, and
Exactly, and even so, they've done this for years. They don't take breaks, align themselves with the international breaks in the regular season. But however, when it comes to the playoffs, you have that stupid 3-game series, and then you take a break.
And I noticed they don't do it for teams of 4 tight counts, but they decided on penalty kicks. Oh my!
The thing is, though, you got that 3-game series because you want to get more games.
I know.
And then you take a break for 2 weeks.
I know.
And then you start up the playoffs again with single elimination rounds.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And it's supposed to improve. They're planning on improving that as far as the playoff picture is concerned. So,
Okay.
or as far as the playoff format is concerned, they're planning on revising that because
Mm.
it makes sense to not. It does not make sense to have a 3-game series. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree. It's
I'm
only
gonna, if you're gonna do it that
now.
way, you might as well go on aggregate.
Or you
Play the
could do
two
it
game,
2 games,
play a home match, away match, do it on aggregate.
and you could do a 2-game aggregate like they
That's
have
what I
always
meant.
done.
That's what I meant.
So, like I said, by the way, here's how this is going to work. 2026 will be okay. It will start in 2027, 28, and you're wondering, oh my God, all these players will get a long break before the start of the 27, 28 season. As Lee Coco would say, not so fast, my friend. They're going to do a lightning season, a 14-game season in 2027 from February to April, which includes the MLS playoffs. So it's a
Yeah,
transitional season. So
yeah. So they are just delving into it. Now, here's the big question.
yes,
Now that the big dog's done it, is USL next?
good question. Nobody knows. I don't know. Anybody don't know. Possibly. I will say possibly. The pro to con said, hey, we could challenge you what by black guy, but they were saying, hey, after June, we'll get the stage all alone until July. Only a 2-month break. Is that kind of risky? Maybe. Who knows?
A lot of this also has to do with obviously gotta get the CBA done first and
Yeah,
foremost.
the
That's
CBA,
that.
yeah.
It's
And
been proven they've done it, and it's been proven in the Super League. They did it the first year.
uh-huh.
Tampa Bay Sun, becoming the champion of that league. After two, pretty good heads of football.
Uh-huh.
Doing well before the winter break, and then of course accomplishing the title. Everybody knows it's a marathon, not a sprint. But
I know.
they managed to do it successfully in that case. So there is precedent there. The other thing is with the USL is you have other entities inside the ecosystem, much like USL2, for example, because the players that they get from USL2 and USLW, as you know, basically college players.
Yeah, that's been a big topic of discussion because, like I said,
If
a
they go
lot of the
and
college
if they
players play
go
in the
if
fall.
they
You can't get the players in the fall. Would you agree to do college player only in the summer? Maybe. Who knows? I'm not
and
sure.
if they do decide to do the fall the spring thing themselves,
Uh-huh.
and that'll wipe out a good majority. That would be competition for them. So it would be very difficult for like a USL amateur side, USL2 side, or USLW side
And
to
that could
acquire
kill off
players.
that could cut off the summer college league like USL2 and the NPSL, which we started, by the way. So,
Yeah,
and don't forget, college soccer is going through its own troubling transformation
as I
because
mentioned.
US soccer is trying to make it like a mega league, which everybody said it is a mega league in the other sports, football, basketball. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they want to try to do their own super league as well, and
Oh my.
yeah, so
Conference be damn. Conference be damn, which
yeah,
is
exactly.
kind of
So
risky. Just
very
kind of
risky, very
risky.
very
I know.
very risky, and of course, well, the thing is that and to be honest and to be fair, college soccer is not really a big dog like basketball and football are.
I know. I know. And also another question you asking, the new stadiums that were being built, like Alumni 5 Stadium here in Detroit and Centerville Bank in Rhode Island, you build those stadiums for year-round soccer. Now, if you shift the calendar from summer to spring, what you're going to do for the next 2 months with no soccer?
That's why they build their own stadium so they can bring in more stuff.
Like concerts or football game or
Exactly. Generate your own revenue that way.
Yeah, I know. Foo Fighters are playing at Ford Field next year. It's off season because, like I said, when you're not doing football from January until August with the preseason, you have to fill it up with something.
Yep, exactly. Got to generate the revenue one way or another.
Yeah, and here's
Plus,
another question.
international friendlies could happen at that time too, and all that fun stuff. So, there's ways to generate revenue. Let's just put it
Yeah,
that way.
well, like I said, this will be a big story going forward. And by the way, the MLS have been doubling it for 2 years. But honestly, when the decision I go back to 10 years when somebody says that they should move it from year round to the international calendar. So
Yeah, a lot of positives with the move, I think, and I think they'll make the MLS finally a major player as far as the Division 1 game is concerned. Now the other thing is, and this is
Okay.
all speculation. I think I read something that somebody was saying about possibility of them going. MLS has got what, 30 teams right now. They need
Yeah,
quite a few
30
more
teams.
teams before they can decide that. That's their own ecosystem. Let them do
Are
their
you
own
talking about
thing.
morale for the MLS?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
You're right. And one more thing, you mentioned this, but because Don Garber, who is near retirement age, we'll mention that next week. He said by 2030, MLS is hoping to be the best league in the world. We're almost about 5 years away from 2013. Could it be possibly with this challengership? Maybe.
You still got another league that people are watching too.
Are you talking about the USL?
Exactly. And
Exactly.
what's going to
Okay.
happen with what they're doing in the next 5 years as well? How that's gonna pan out?
Progress.
Yeah,
Progress.
progress or pan out. Obviously with the Pro Rel, obviously with the league Division 1. You got the old mini pyramid within the USL. Another good move that the USL made last week. Now, even though it's still behind a paywall, you don't have to
Uh-huh.
do the double paywall anymore.
You're
They
right.
decided
You're
that,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, $99 season pass, be gone.
yep, yep,
It's now
and
part of your Apple TV Plus prescription, which I
yep.
don't understand. And they were not giving a revenue. Nobody said a lot of viewership numbers, but nobody was watching. It's like, do I have to
Nobody
pay
wants to
99
pay
cents?
$99 for inferior soccer. I'm
That's
sorry,
a good.
I wouldn't say inferior soccer,
I know.
but nobody wants to pay
No.
$99 per year just so they can see Lionel Messi.
Uh, okay.
No. Putting yourselves behind a paywall was a double paywall was a dumb move on their part. Not me.
Yeah.
And which USL turned around and said, okay, we're going to go to CBS. We're going to stay with the ESPN format as well. Plus, we're going to make our games available locally.
Over the air for free.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the dumbest move, and that was probably the smartest move they could ever make in the last few years.
I know.
Believe it or not, they're not making too much money off this deal.
The MLS there, yes. So I heard a report they have reduced it from 10 years to 6.5 years. The next 4 years and the sprint season in 2027. So 6.5 year, and after that, do you want to go back to traditional broadcasting? Do you want to come
I don't
crawling
know if there's
back
going to be a
to
thing as
ESPN?
I don't know if there's going to be
Or
a
do
thing
you
as
want to crawling back to ESPN Plus?
I don't know if there's going to be a thing such as traditional broadcasting going forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, a different story. I know.
Yeah, I don't think there's.
Well, thank God we're doing this on the online spectrum. Thank God.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are on or online right now, actually they just got offline, is the qualifications for the upcoming World Cup and the international
Oh
window
man,
basically now closing.
that is one of the wildest days where most of the majority of the World Cup has been set. But before we do, can we check up on the U.S. men's national team because they had two
Absolutely. I mean,
friendlies.
Saturday night, 2-1 win over Paraguay, but as Elton John so eloquently put it, Saturday night's all right for fighting.
I know. I saw the replay of this kerfuffle. U.S. had a great opportunity, and Uruguay was just trying to pass the ball, kicked it out of bounds. It was U.S. ball, and he was going to grab it, and the Paraguay grabber, and then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose right in front of the Paraguayan bench. But here's the thing about this little kerfuffle.
Okay.
How many Americans went over there to help Freeman out?
A lot of people, a lot of their
The whole
teammates.
entire squad.
The entire squad said, if you mess with Freeman, and we'll, yeah.
You mess with one, you mess with all.
Oh, yeah. It's something I've seen a lot in action movies, literally.
Yep.
Apparently, a couple of yellow lemons and a raspberry was delivered to a bench player in Uruguay. Raspberry, by the way.
Actually, he just got the full raspberry.
I know. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank God. I feel bad for that poor cameraman. The guy who was shooting from the center line. They came through him. So I'm seeing the replay. Thank God he got out of there. Oh my God.
Thank goodness he was safe. So
He was safe, but when you do it near the camera pit, near midfield, oh holy cow.
yeah, you take that danger very highly. Let's just put it that way.
I think they need to.
Yeah, you don't dismiss that danger. That's for sure.
I know. Well,
last night, big, huge victory over Uruguay. Uruguay knocked them out of the Gold Cup.
I know.
All right, no. Was it the Gold Cup? Was it CONCACAF? I don't think that was the CONCACAF Gold Cup. It was it was Copa America.
Copa America,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, was it? I don't know. No. I'm getting confused between the two. No, they knocked them out and knocked Canada out.
I know. And by the way, my phone mob was going off every 10 minutes with this game. Because
as you were watching other games.
I was watching the CONCACAF on CBS Sports, CBS Golazo channel. It was kind of wild, and I'm going to go for all of this as best I can.
Well, let's get back to the U.S. game.
I was about
my God. I was listening to the game.
17 minutes, Sebastian Garahari, his first international goal.
Sebastian Berhalter.
Sorry.
I tell you what, if there's, grant you, okay, I put it out there on Discord, on the Morning Kick Around Discord. I thought after last night, him getting a goal and assist, put him on that squad. He's been playing tremendous football. You think back to the Champions Cup and the performance he had there with Vancouver Whitecaps, leading them to the final. He's just had a tremendous season overall, and probably one of the top young midfielders in the game right now. And I think I'd save a spot for him. And grant you, it's a roster spot. It's not a starting 11. It's a roster spot.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought Freeman. 2
goals, a brace.
I thought Freeman was fantastic last night as well in that game, and let's see. I'm going back to FOTMOB as far as that goes. But, yeah, I thought Freeman last night was fantastic, getting goals in the 21st and the 32nd minute. They had 3 goals within 15 minutes.
Wow.
And then
that was all she wrote.
And then Diego Luna comes in the 43rd minute, scores a goal before Uruguay answered back with 1 in stoppage time in the first half. And then Taylor Tussman in the 69th minute got the goal for. So out of that group there, obviously Diego Luna, those 4 right there, Diego Luna, Sebastian Berhalter, Alex Freeman, and Taylor Tussman. I cannot see all 4 of those players not be on this roster.
I will say the same thing.
And of course, Matt Freese is. pretty much got the role as starting goaltender now for the U.S. Starting in back-to-back games. It doesn't look like Turner's going to be. I don't think Turner's going to be. If anything, he'll be on the squad, Matt Turner, but I don't think he's going to be the starting goalkeeper.
I know.
So,
and by the way, this is their 5th straight friendly win. By the way,
yeah, this is the first time in a long time that they've done that,
and all of them under top 30 competition. You know what I mean?
That's a good sign there. So, other news around the World Cup.
I have notes, man. I have notes.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about what's going on in CONCACAF?
CONCACAF. Well, I was watching the game on Paramount Plus. You saw the one in the African coast, which was the smallest country to make the World Cup ever.
Yeah.
Curacao. Which is off the north of the South America coast. I'll show you a map right here. And then let's zoom in. The smallest country ever qualified for the first World Cup ever. Population, by the way, 160K. By the way,
small.
Yes, overall, if you combine the population of Hamtramck and Warren together, I looked it up.
Two fine Polish areas, by the way. So I've been told. So, but
also Scotland.
Oh wait, no, you got more. I was gonna say there's more in CONCACAF as well. Haiti.
Okay, all right, Haiti. First World Cup since 1974. 51 years. They haven't been to the finals of a World Cup. A finals. That's the way they call the entire tournament. The finals. They haven't been there since 1974. And guess who helped them?
A bunch of USL talent.
Not 4 one, players. Not 2, but 4 USL talents for Haiti. For Haiti, and I wrote it on my notes.
I got it right here as well.
Yeah, for Colorado Springs.
Garvin Metasala, Carl Sanante, and Ruben Pastias. All 4 of those players. 2 of them from Colorado.
Yes, and Satala is from Phoenix, and Woodaport is from Tampa Bay. And hey, what a name to make a splash in the World Cup qualifying for the USL, where 4 of your players, a couple of them are stars, qualified for it.
Yep, absolutely. That's a big news for the league right there, and congrats to them as well. But
thank you. Panama top El Salvador 3-0. They go to the World Cup as well.
So yeah, CONCACAF being well represented. They got there's your 3, I believe, there as far as that goes.
The rest are all from England, and I have to go with Scotland.
Oh yeah, so we'll talk about Scotland in a minute. First off, though, actually, let's talk about Scotland now. We'll save the other one because we got a whole another story as far as that goes.
Okay, go ahead. Scotland qualified for their first World Cup since 1995. 30 years, literally. They won in stoppage time thanks to Kieran Tierney with a goal in the
hail. Pass Kasper Schmeichel.
I know.
His Celtic teammate.
Yeah, and they went freaking nuts in Scotland, literally.
The let's just say the shelves were empty of Tennent's lager.
Which I know.
They were I'm sure they're still celebrating today.
Probably so, with banner headlines going in the World Cup. Wow, great celebrations there.
Great celebration there. And
Spain brought, Spain. Can I go? Spain drove 2-2 against Turkey. They topped the group. They're in the World Cup finals. Switzerland draw Kosovo. They're in as well. Austria draw Bosnia and Herzegovina 1-1. They're in the well. Belgium beat Liechtenstein 7-0. They're in for well. Neverland beat Lithuania 4-0. And I always like Neverland because of their orange jerseys.
Yes, the Dutch. Or not.
The Dutch with their
I
name.
think they are the Dutch, yeah.
Germany, speaking of which, beat Slovakia 6-0. They're going to go to the World Cup as well.
And guess who else is going to the World Cup? Norway. With Erling Haaland, the one-man wrecking crew.
I know. They beat Italy 4-1. That means Italy have failed to automatically qualify for the World Cup for the third straight year, but they get a second chance.
They do get a second. They do get a second chance.
We'll get to that in just a minute. Croatia beat Macedonia 3-2. Kristen Jackett's game-winning goal. So they're in. And yes, guess who also is in? The usual suspect, Portugal. They're in the World Cup, leaning that Cristiano Ronaldo will play in his sixth World Cup. But something he did for the first time, which is kind of amusing.
Yeah, he got a red card against Ireland the other day.
That was his first red card in international play ever.
Yep. And Portugal went on to win their next match, obviously. But needless to say, Ronaldo missed that match. There's a possibility, about how severe that the red card was. He could be out for possibly. Well, I mean, I think Portugal's part of that 16. Let me check here real quick. Where it says, no, they are not. They are in the World Cup. But yeah, there's a possibility he could miss that first game of the World Cup.
Yes. He missed that game, and yes, possibly the first game, which is always critical. That first game.
Absolutely. But let's look at that the final 16 of UEFA.
Yes.
Going in there. So pot 1 is going to go up against pot 4, and pot 2 is going to go up against pot 3. Pot 1 and pot 2 are going to be the home matches. So out of these 4 groups here, you got Italy, Denmark, Turkey. I'm trying to pronounce the new name now, Turkey.
I did not know about that.
In pot 1. Pot 2 is Poland, Wales, Czechia, and Slovakia. Pot 3 is Ireland, Albania, Bosnia, and Kosovo.
I know.
And then pot 4 is Sweden, Romania, North Macedonia, and Northern Ireland. Looking at these pots and looking at how it's going to be set up, wouldn't it be interesting if Ireland and Wales were to go up against each other?
Oh my.
That would be very interesting.
So will the Final Four team get World Cup qualifying?
Well, what'll happen is there's let's see, how many spots are available?
4.
Is it 4 spots?
4 spots.
So
2 of them
I'm sure they got to go through a semifinal phase and all that stuff too. Yeah. So quarterfinal, semifinal phase, whatever that is.
And don't forget the intercontinental playoff will also happen in Mexico in March of 2026 as well, featuring Iraq, Jamaica, Suriname, Bolivia, and New Caledonia and DR Congo, which missed out. So yeah. So that will be part of, and will all be decided in what I have called the World Cup draw from hell.
That'll be coming up. That'll be coming up on December 5th at Kennedy Center.
It's going to be live on Fox, and the reason why I'm calling this the World Cup draw from hell. Guess where it's going to be held?
I said Kennedy Center.
Originally, it was supposed to be Las Vegas, but Gianni Infino got some influence by
his buddy
Taco McFuffy, whatever that name is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
His buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're trying not to delve into the politics as far as that goes. But there has been talk as usual about he gets preference now. He has permission to move the games, from cities he deems to be how do you say it, threatening. So cities like Los Angeles or possibly
And by
New
the way,
York, maybe.
as far away from Boston as possible. There is no games in Boston. The only game in the New England region is Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Yeah, more just silly politics, and that's what I'm trying not to delve into and all this
I'm
stuff.
not. Let's keep it separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Want to appreciate the beautiful game as is. So
Let's hope this goes okay. Like somebody near a
the
microphone
last
doing
three
it every
World Cups,
country or something like that. Let's
Russia
hope.
with Putin,
Yeah,
Qatar, their history, and now
I
here.
know. Well, at least they eliminate Russia in the World Cup from Russia. That's
I
good.
heard that Russia might be doing something on their own with eliminated teams.
Can I say this one word? Seriously. You gotta be kidding me. And I have to remind you, everybody, Russia's banned along with Belarus. Yeah, Russia's banned with Belarus with the whole Ukraine war thing. So, oh, brother.
And they say keep politics out of football. If the leaders are very much into it, then why,
And incidentally, if your leader is about to be presented with a pre-pride on December 5th, and remember, when I read that story, I saw it from 3 weeks away.
Yes, exactly. So,
like I said, Gianni Infantino has been compromised as the leader of the governing body. He would co-talented with a guy who I don't think he understands soccer.
He's been, yeah. We'll leave it at that. So
I know. Let's hope he does not hijack the award ceremony next year.
I just hope he just doesn't hijack the whole damn World Cup, in my opinion.
He's gonna hijack the whole damn World Cup, man. Okay.
So we'll leave it at that.
I think I run out of notes, so I think I'm done. Are you done?
Yep, I'm done. We'll leave it at that. Don't forget this Saturday coverage of the USL Championship Final. We'll be previewing that. Probably going to record Friday night, release it Saturday morning, just in time for the new kickoff on CBS.
Yeah, the game is at 12 noon, and so we're going to have to record early to just get ready on Saturday morning. At 12 noon.
Yep, we'll be talking about that. We'll also talk about more about the awards as well, who got what, and and then we'll be back next week with another edition of the Musings.
I know this will be probably one of our last few musings because, like I said, on Monday they're going to announce, we'll release the roster of who stays, who goes, other than the contract players for Detroit City and the 23 remaining USL Championship teams. I brain slipped there.
Alrighty then. So for Steve over at Hamtramck,
have a nice day and enjoy the weather. And please wear a coat if you get too chilly. We'll talk to you about it in 2 years with the schedule change.
Alrighty there. And this is Matt Cat here at the Hacienda telling y'all to keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the galaxy.